there's a lot of migrants here now. That's a big issue. The migrants here in New York City, the migrants, they have a few jobs selling chocolate on the subway. That's one of them. A big one is DoorDash. That always weirded me out because you would think like the government would just tell DoorDash, hey, you can't hire migrants anymore because that's the whole reason they're here is because you're hiring them. You would think that would be a thing, man, where they would go, hey, we're not allowed to hire migrants anymore. We don't want migrants flooding into the country, and they're all here because of DoorDash and Uber Eats, apparently. Because I don't think selling chocolates on the subway is a fulfilling thing. So they're all here, I assume, for DoorDash and for Uber Eats. Here's the problem, man, is there's not many jobs that the migrants can do. And we pay countries to take the migrants back. A lot of people don't know this. The United States, okay, think about this. If you're in another country and you don't have a passport, you just walked in, you're an American, you just walked into France somehow. You can't walk into France, but you get the idea. You walk into another country, you're there illegally in that country in the sense that you just walked in. You didn't declare yourself coming in. You have no passport whatsoever. As an American, in order to get back to America with no passport on you, you would have to then go to an American consulate, an American embassy. If that doesn't exist, maybe a NATO consulate or a NATO embassy, any NATO country, and then kind of work your way back to the United States. So let's say there's people here from like Venezuela or Ecuador who are here illegally, migrants, they get walked over the Mexican border. They can't just go back because they don't have passports. They can't just fly back. So what happens is they have to go to their consulate or a consulate that has a treaty with their country or an embassy, and they have to ask for permission to come back of sorts. And those governments then looks to the United States and says, hey, these people entered your country. You gave them political asylum already in the system. You took them into a migrant hotel in New York City. So you're claiming them. We will only take them back if you give us money. This is like a thing that exists. And so these migrants, they can't work in the United States, but there's a process to send them back, right? They can't get jobs other than like DoorDash in the United States. But then it's like a process to send them back. So the United States, at first they were putting them in hotels, but now that's too costly. So they're starting to put them in camps. And this is why I'm thinking about leaving the country, because I feel like whenever you start putting people in camps, that's never good. That never ends well whenever you start putting people in camps. You can Google migrant camps, New York City. You will see migrant camps, and these are camps. And I just, historically, whenever camps start to get set up and camps are good if they're short term, but whenever these camps start to become long term camps, that's when you go, this isn't good. You know who had a good idea? I'll tell you who had a good idea. Was that Donald Trump with the wall. The reason the wall was a good idea is because it at least created a barrier of skilled entry. So like to get over it, you had to be able to climb over a wall. And that might not sound like much, but if you're able to climb over a wall, you're able to do a lot labor-wise. I think like a lot of the problem is people can just walk in. That's like a big thing. So like if you can just walk in, you might not be good at a job. But if you can climb over a wall, if you can climb a ladder and then rappel yourself down on a rope, you can get a job as a construction worker or a caretaker or a cleaner. Really, there's a lot you can do if you can That's the good thing about the wall. Don't police the wall. Just put the wall there and let anyone who's able to make it over the wall. You can't bring like infants over the wall. That's my point. Right now, women are just walking across with infants because you can just walk across, or they're like shoving infants through barbed wire with coverings on them. That's crazy. So like you gotta build a wall. They'll go, there's a wall. I can't really get over it with an infant. I'm not going to risk repelling with an infant. A lot of what these migrants don't understand is they understand America is a show when they come here. See, here's the thing, man. Everyone brings their cultures from wherever they come to America. But then when they get here to America, after they bring their cultures here, they have to join the show. They have to look at the show that is America and bring their culture to the show. Like you just take what already exists and you add your culture to it. So right now, here's what I'm getting at. A lot of migrants, I like to help a migrant. I like to sponsor a migrant in this way, and other people can do the same thing. Right now, there's like migrant women that are selling candies on the subway. And here's what happens. Door opens. A migrant woman walks on, and she has a baby tied to her back. Literally, this baby has severe scoliosis, obviously. It's like just tied to her back with a sheet. And you're like, I don't know if the baby's drunk. It's not crying. It's just tied to her back with a sheet. It obviously has scoliosis. And the migrant woman is just like, chocolate, 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 chocolate. And it's like horrifying just as a New Yorker. See this, you don't want to see that. And I want to sponsor a migrant woman. I want to sponsor a migrant, just any migrant who's selling chocolates. I just want to find a migrant. I want to find a migrant who's selling chocolates, who has to sell chocolates. They have no other opportunity. And I want to buy them a uniform that's going to make sales go through the roof. Ready for this? Door is going to open. I sponsor them. I buy them this uniform. Door opens. Free sponsorship. They get to keep the money. It's a gift. Door opens. Migrant steps up. Migrant steps up to the train. Steps onto the train. They have their chocolates. They have their chocolates. But this time, instead of just being in their migrant clothes, shirt, jeans, whatever, with a scoliosis baby on their back, instead of that, this time they're wearing an Oompa Loompa costume. An Oompa Loompa costume from Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory. And they're going chocolates, chocolates, chocolates. Now people think, oh, this is inventive. This is a person who's an entrepreneur here in the United States. And you get people going, hey, can I take a photo with you? And the migrant goes, yeah, $10 for the photo. Okay, yeah, I'll pay $10. Can I take a TikTok with you? Yes, $30, $50 for the TikTok. $30, $25, $30 for the TikTok. Or people just buy a bunch of candy in exchange for a photo. There's a lot. You're doing marketing now. You're part of the show in New York City. You're a part of the show that is America. And you can bring a little bit of your flavor. You can play some Venezuelan music while you ask for chocolate sales in your Oompa Loompa outfit. No hate there. You can do that.